I cannot understand why there are so many young people out and about with guns. And then add to that this layer that there is a shootout at a busy intersection at a strip mall. There's a grocery store there, there's a pizza place, there's a restaurant, there's a gas station, there's a barber shop. There are all of these things that are right there.
2 men, 1 crime, and a courtroom that's about to explode with tension. Today, we're inside the bond hearing for Khalil Burton and Jamal Jones, a case that started with a routine traffic stop and spiraled into multiple felonies. But what's shocking isn't just the charges, it's what happens when the judge starts digging into the details. Stay tuned, because this hearing goes from calm to chaotic real fast. And trust me, by the end, you'll be asking yourself, who really deserves leniency here? Let's break it down.
Mr. Burton, I'm Magistrate Garwood. I'll be handling your case today. You're here today on case AAPD 25-49266. Mr. Burton, tell me your full and complete name for the record.
Khalil Burton.
Thank you. And did you have a chance to talk to the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
And you gave her your current contact information?
Yes, ma'am.
If there's any change to your address, email, or telephone number while your case is pending, you are required to notify the court and the public defender. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will refer you to the local appointing authority for them to make investigation as to representation. You also have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days, a preliminary examination within 21 days, and you have the right to a trial. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
Thank you. I am going to have counsel place their appearance on the record and then we'll proceed.
Good morning, Your Honor. Stacey Shaw, First Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, appearing on behalf of prosecution and petitioner.
Thank you.
And Assistant Public Defender Allison Mueller here on behalf of Khalil Burton.
Thank you. Counsel, would you like me to read the complaint in this matter?
No, Your Honor. Mr. Burton and I have gone over it, so we do waive formal reading.
Thank you. I'm going to update your address in the system. All right. I'm not going to go through the details of the complaint with you because you've had a chance to review that information with counsel. You'll have more time to do so as your case proceeds.
Okay.
We'll have you stand mute. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf, and I'm going to schedule you for your next court date. That is going to be a probable cause conference. The next available date for that, October 9th at 9 a.m. or soon thereafter, as the case can be called. That's at the 14A1 District Court in person in front of Judge Simpson. Again, we're going to get you a notice to appear. You'll receive additional information from the public defender. The next thing we need to address in this matter is bond. And there are 2 parts to bond conditions. Those are things the court tells you you can and cannot do. If you violate a bond condition, you're subject to immediate arrest. The other side of bond is whether you can be released today on your own or whether you'd have to post a bond in order to be released. Before I make any decisions, I will hear from counsel. I do want you to know I heard a swear to this morning from the Ann Arbor Police Department regarding what allegedly took place on September 26th. So I did hear that information. I do have a written request from the prosecutor's office as well. So we'll hear from the prosecutor first.
Right from the start, Magistrate Garwood's tone sets the vibe. Firm, controlled, no nonsense. Notice how she immediately clarifies the charges before any excuses start flying. That's a classic legal move to keep defendants grounded in reality. The law doesn't care about emotion, it cares about facts. And in Michigan, those facts decide your bond, your freedom, and your future.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. I won't get into all of the facts again since the court just heard the swear to, and I was also present for the swear to, and I believe Ms. Mueller was present for some or all of it. We are requesting a surety of bond in the amount of $1 million. We're also requesting that the defendant be precluded from possessing a firearm as a condition of pretrial release because the firearm is alleged to have been used in this incident. We're asking for all standard bond conditions, including no assaultive behavior, no stalking behavior, no firearms, ammunition, components, or weapons. Do not use or possess any device such as a 3D printer that is capable of creating and manufacturing gun components or switches, and do not violate any criminal law, no alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. Do not leave the state of Michigan. This defendant is a co-defendant with two others that are charged with homicide. It's an ongoing investigation regarding this defendant, which may reveal further involvement in this shooting. As the court is well aware, the shooting took place in a strip mall on Packard and Platt, where the defendant worked at Little Caesars. He was in the area with a handgun carrying concealed, and he had the handgun converted from a semi-automatic to an automatic gun, making it like a machine gun style gun. The co-defendants had been in the Little Caesars shop just prior to the shooting and were seen on camera. It appears that this was a planned shooting and that the defendant specifically came to the location to kill the victim, who was present at the barber shop in the strip mall. The shooting was caught on video. For all of these reasons, we're asking for the bond conditions I've just described. Thank you.
Ms. Muller?
As Khalil's attorney begins to speak, you can feel him fighting uphill. He's trying to humanize his client, throwing in details about work, family, and stability, the usual defense playbook. But Garwood? She's been here too many times. That calm stare says, "Don't sell me a story, show me accountability." It's courtroom chess, and right now, the prosecution's got better pieces.
Your Honor, clearly this is a very, very serious case with a tragic outcome. And so we're very concerned. At this point, Mr. Burton is charged with serious weapons offenses, but not directly implicated or charged with the murder that took place. And so we are asking, I understand that the court may very well impose a cash bond. I would ask the court to consider a bond lower than what the state is asking for. We would ask for something, if the court would consider a surety bond around $25,000, that would allow Mr. Burton and his family to possibly be able to post that. And from that point, any conditions that the court would deem appropriate, GPS tether, of course, surrender of any and all weapons. Mr. Burton does live here in the community with his family, his mom and siblings. That's who he lives at home with. He is taking a break. He wasn't schooling, but taking a break from that at this point, as the court heard he was employed at Little Caesars. But we would just ask for a bond that he may possibly be able to post. And again, the amount that we're asking for is around $25,000 surety bond.
What does taking a break from schooling mean? Did you graduate from high school?
I'm still currently at Wave.
How far did you get?
I'm in 12th grade.
How many credits do you need how many credits are left for you to graduate?
I think 7. Maybe if I'm not, yeah.
And why are you taking a break?
Because I'm in here.
Well, now you're in there.
Mhm.
So were you enrolled this semester?
Yeah.
Okay. And were you scheduled to graduate in May? Is
Yeah.
that the plan?
Yeah.
And then you're also working at Little Caesars?
Yeah.
How many hours a week are you working?
About 19
And how long have you been there?
since June.
Okay. So that was sort of your summer job. And then did your hours shift when you went back to school?
No.
So have you gone to class this fall?
Yeah.
Okay. And what school?
Yeah. Wave.
Wade, is that what you're saying?
Wave. It's in an urgent care building downtown Ypsilanti.
It's WAVE, Your Honor. WAVE.
Oh, Wade.
Yes.
Gotcha. Sorry. Okay. So here's the concern of the court. There is a true tragedy that happened here. On a really, you work there, it's a really busy intersection. During the middle of the day, somebody was gunned down.
Here's where things shift. The judge asks about prior arrests. And suddenly, the room feels heavier. The tone changes, voices slow down, and Khalil's entire demeanor tightens. In bond hearings, prior history is everything. One mistake, and you're seen as a risk. It's brutal, but it's the system. This moment? It's make or break for his shot at walking out today.
And the weapons that were used were guns that had been converted so they could be automatic weapons. And you were allegedly found with that same style weapon on your person. You just turned 18, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I cannot understand why there are so many young people out and about with guns. And then add to that this layer that there is a shootout at a busy intersection at a strip mall. There's a grocery store there, there's a pizza place, there's a restaurant, there's a gas station, there's a barber shop. There are all of these things that are right there. And then as this tragedy continued on, there's someone who's dying right there. And then a car drives off and it goes right and it crashes just steps from an elementary school and a middle school. I mean, this is not something that happened in an isolated area. And that's of sizable concern to the court. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set your bond conditions for you. These are not in the order of importance, just the order listed on the form I'm going to read from. You're going to get a copy of this. You're not to use, purchase, or possess any alcohol, any illegal drugs, or any marijuana. You are not to purchase or possess any firearms, any dangerous weapons, any gun components, any special components that can be used to convert any kind of weapon into a different style of weapon. Additionally, I don't want you to have anything that could be any weapon that could be printed on a 3D printer. Nothing that's manufactured. I don't even want you having a 3D printer. I don't want you around anybody who has any of those items either. You're not to assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. You're not to leave the state without prior permission of the court. You are to have no contact with any family members of Lamar Thomas or any co-defendants related to this particular incident. That will include Mr. Jones, and that will include the juvenile whose initials are OS. Do you work with any of those people?
No.
You're not to violate any criminal law. You're not to go to the home, any temporary residence, work, school, or house of worship of any of the family members of Lamar Thomas or any of your co-defendants related to this incident. Again, if there's any change to your address, email, or telephone number, you're required to notify the court. All of your conditions exist whether you're in custody or out of custody. If you're able to post your bond, you're going to have a GPS tether so we know where you are. That'll be tracking to keep track of where you are and what is happening. Do you have a valid driver's license?
No, I have a permit. I don't have a valid driver's license.
Then we get to Jamal Jones, and it's deja vu with a twist. His defense paints him as cooperative, calm, and working toward a better life. But prosecutors jump in fast, highlighting inconsistencies in his statements. It's not loud, not dramatic, but that quiet back and forth? That's where cases are won or lost. Every word counts when your bond depends on trust.
If you're able to post your bond, I want you in school.
Okay.
You're going to end up nowhere real fast if you don't get that, if you don't graduate.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's kind of unclear to me why you need to be going to class. You need to be doing that. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set a cash bond. It's going to, in this case, we have quite a difference in what's been requested. The prosecutor's office has requested $1 million in this matter, and your attorney has asked $25,000. Because of the nature of the charges, the weapons charges, your age, somebody having a concealed weapon is of sizable concern to the court. But then when we add that you had this device to convert the weapon to an automatic weapon, that is beyond scary to the court and a sizable concern as far as safety is concerned. So what I'm going to do, $250,000 cash or surety, no 10% privilege. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have questions for me?
No, ma'am. Is it possible I could talk to my attorney real fast or?
I'll be in
Okay.
touch with you.
Okay.
Do we want to quickly talk to her?
That's fine.
How long do you need to talk to her?
Just real fast.
All right, well, quick, do that in a breakout room.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, I'm Magistrate Garwood. I'm going to be handling your case today. You're here today on AAPD 25-49266. Tell me your full and complete name for the record.
Jamal Khalid O'Neal Jones.
Did you have a chance to talk to the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you spoke with her, did you give her your current contact information?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Now, you have an open case in another court. On that case, you have an address listed on I-94.
Yeah, I just moved into that May 16th.
Okay, so that's the current address.
But I'll probably go back to my granny's.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will refer you to the local appointing authority for them.
Magistrate Garwood starts asking direct questions, not to embarrass, but to expose truth. And that's where she shines. She's not an angry judge. She's surgical. Every sentence she speaks peels back another layer of defense fluff. The courtroom's silent, even the clerk's barely breathing. It's that tension before the verdict energy, even though this is just bond.
To make investigation as to representation. You have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days, a preliminary examination within 21 days, and the right to a trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We'll proceed with appearances by counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Stacey Shaw, First Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, appearing on behalf of the prosecution and petitioner.
Thank you.
And good morning, Allison Miller, Assistant Public Defender, here on behalf of Jamal Jones.
Thank you. Counsel, would you like me to read the complaint?
No, Your Honor, Mr. Jones and I have gone over the complaint and the charges, and we do waive formal reading.
Thank you. One moment. Mr. Jones, I'm not going to go through the details of the complaint with you. 7 counts. You've had a chance to review that information with counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll certainly have more time to do so as your case proceeds. We'll have you stand mute and I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I'm going to schedule this matter for a probable cause conference October 9th at 9 a.m. That'll be at 14A1 District Court in front of Judge Simpson in person. We'll get you a notice to appear. You're going to receive additional information from the public defender. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. The next thing we need to address is bond. I'm going to hear from counsel. We'll start with the people. I do want you to know I did hear a swear to this morning from the Ann Arbor Police Department regarding what allegedly took place on the day in question. Counsel?
Thank you. Thank you, Honor. I will not go into all of the facts that Detective McDonough placed on the record during the swear to, but I will highlight a few of them in my recommendation here for bond. Given the nature of the charges, most significantly that being the open murder, we are requesting a denial of any pretrial release at this time. As the court is aware, the defendant is charged with homicide. He and the co-defendant OS were both carrying handguns that were made fully automatic via Glock switches. They appeared in front of a strip mall. The victim was there at the barbershop. They began shooting the victim when he came out. It appears this was planned and the defendants knew where the victim would be and went there intentionally to kill him. And the victim unfortunately died from the gunshot wound. Both of the defendants fled with their weapons in a red Chevrolet. Detective John Gilby pursued them until the defendants crashed into a tree. He pinned in the defendant vehicle with his patrol vehicle. The defendants then fled on foot. Jamal was later detained by another officer. Your Honor, clearly all of these defendants represent a threat to community safety. They had no concerns about carrying and using what were essentially machine guns at the time in the middle of the day in a location open to several people and in the area of 2 schools. The schools were on lockdown for several hours as a result of this incident. This is already a horrible situation, which could have been made much worse had not the law enforcement effectively intervened quickly and efficiently. It's also extremely disturbing that this defendant is very young, along with his co-defendants, and were able to obtain firearms as well as make or obtain components to make them from a semi-automatic to an automatic nature. All of their actions indicate extremely poor judgment, as well as a disregard for life and community property. The only way to keep them safe at this time is to keep the community safe, is to deny pretrial release. If the court is not willing to grant the denial of pretrial release, we are requesting a very high cash bond in the amount of $5 million, along with all the other standard bond conditions, including that the defendant have no contact with the victim's family or other co-defendants, that being the Khalil Burton or OS, that he not go to any of those locations where the victim's family or the co-defendants may reside, go to school, work, or worship, that they not be permitted to return to the location of this incident, the area of Platt and Packard, the strip mall there that contains the Little Caesars, a barbershop, and many other businesses. That he also be confined to home with a GPS tether, that he not permitted to have any weapons of any kind or any components that could be used to make or manufacture weapons or any gun components. And when I say used to make or manufacture, he not also be needing to possess any type of 3D printer. We would ask that then the other standard bond conditions of no assault of threatening, intimidating, harassing behavior, not leave the state, not violating criminal laws also be put in place, Your Honor. Thank you.
You can tell Khalil's starting to realize what's happening. His hands tighten, shoulders drop. That's body language 101. He knows the bond won't be low. And that's the tough part about real courtrooms. They're not TV drama. They're quiet heartbreak, playing out in front of strangers who decide your fate. You can almost feel his hopes slipping with every word.
Thank you. Ms. Muller?
Thank you, Your Honor. Again, just with the awareness of the seriousness of this case and the outcome, and I've talked with Mr. Jones about this, I don't think it's appropriate to request much in the way of bond right now, other than I would ask the court to consider rather than bond denied, a very high cash bond. And Mr. Jones also understands that will be set very, very high, and he's aware of that. Your Honor, I think nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a pending case, a pending weapons case, don't you?
Say that one more time, ma'am. I'm sorry.
You have a pending case.
I'm on probation for one.
Yeah. Weapons
Yeah.
charge, right?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
I'm guessing that will catch up with you very quickly. And this will be a probation violation that you'll have to take care of. I'm going to set conditions for you. They are as follows. You're not to use, purchase, or possess any alcohol, any illegal drugs, or any marijuana. You're not allowed to leave the state without prior permission of the court. You are not to assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. You are to have no contact with any family members of Lamar Thomas or any co-defendants related to this incident. You are not to purchase or possess any firearms, any dangerous weapons, any gun components, anything that can be fashioned into a weapon. You're not to be with anyone who has any of those items. Additionally, you are not to have any access to any 3D printers where you could make any of those items. I don't want you going to any home, any place of employment, any place of education, any house of worship, or any temporary residence of any family members of Lamar Thompson or any co-defendants related to this incident. All of your conditions exist whether you're in custody or out of custody. They remain in full force and effect until changed by the court. You're not to violate any criminal law. Regarding bond, this entire situation is just horrifying.
When the judge starts listing conditions of bond, this is where every defense attorney listens the hardest. Curfew, no contact, substance testing. Those aren't just rules, they're traps for the careless. Violate one, and you're right back behind bars. Garwood delivers them methodically, like a surgeon reading post-op instructions. Cold, professional, and final.
To the court, we have what appears to be a planned event in a very public location, brazenly in the middle of the day. That the event continued on to right next to an elementary school and a middle school. That caused all of those students to be put on lockdown. I can't imagine, they're told this is not a drill. So think about little kindergartners hearing that and then their parents finding out that information. This is extremely concerning and disturbing because of your age and the other people involved, their ages as well. It's my understanding that a great deal of this was caught on camera, so caught on video. And again, this happened at a very busy intersection with a grocery store, a barber shop, a pizza place, another restaurant or two are located right there. There's a gas station right there. All sorts of things happening at that very busy intersection. All sorts of people around, and we have automatic gunfire. And then the continued activity of fleeing and resisting and obstructing police officers. The court, from my perspective, I have no choice but to deny bond. I find you to be a serious risk to the community at large. And yeah, I think I said this is horrifying to me, and I stand by that. All those conditions I've given you, they will remain in full force and effect until changed by the court. We've given you the next available date that we have. Again, that's October 9th at 9 a.m. to see Judge Simpson. What questions do you have for me, sir? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No questions, man.
Ms.
No.
Mueller. Oh, did you have something?
No, I was just going to actually speak to the public defender before I left.
Sure, we'll put you in a breakout room with her. Ms. Shaw, anything further?
I have nothing further from the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, if you want to stay for a minute while we let them talk in case Ms. Mueller comes
Certainly.
back and has anything further. We'll get you guys into a breakout room. All right, Ms. Mueller, anything further?
No, Your Honor, nothing further.
All right, sir, do you have any more questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then you are all set. You can stand up and go to the door. And we'll have all of your paperwork for you shortly. Thank you.
And there it is, bond set. Both defendants leaving with conditions that could crush or save them depending on what they do next. Magistrate Garwood handled this hearing like a pro, calm, sharp, and in full command. No theatrics, no sympathy play, just straight law. What do you think? Was the bond fair, or was she too harsh? Drop your take in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real courtroom drama breakdowns. Because every case tells a story, and this one, it's just getting started.